That's right, friends. That peppy 8-bit music can mean only one thing. It's time for another video. And you are just in time to join Henny, my middle house chicken, and I on our 365-day postcard adventure. That's right, we'll be sending out a postcard every single day in 2025. It's step 1 in our New Year's resolution to spread smiles and a little bit more cheer all around the world. Now that Henny made it back safe and sound from Orlando, it's time to press on. What's that you say? How was her trip? Why, that's so sweet of you to ask. Well, Henny decided to do something a little bit different when delivering Miss Dawn Marie's letter. Instead of flying, she decided to swim it on down to Florida. After all the trouble she's had in the air lately, you can hardly blame her. I know I can't. Not to fear, friends. Henny's a bona fide waterfowl. She's shipshape in Bristol fashion. She's built for that kind of travel. A true master of air, land, and sea. How so? Well, did you know that as a registered deluxe model metal house chicken, Henny comes standard equipped with some of the same metal paneling as Captain Nemo's ship, the Nautilus. You know, 20,000 leagues under the sea, which allows her to transform into a submarine. Don't worry, friends, she is not a Decepticon, although that's probably exactly what a Decepticon would say. After she left our front door, and I sent her off with a hearty fair winds and following seas, which is a nautical way to wish someone good luck, Henny trotted on down the road to the mighty Mississippi. You know, the second longest river in all of the U.S. It's 2,340 miles, or 3,770 kilometers for all our international friends. We just so happen to live in one of the 10 states that the Mississippi runs through. And if you were bad at spelling like I was when I was a kid, maybe your mother taught you this chant to help you remember to spell it too. I know mine did. Mississippi. Ooh! Anyway, Henny dived on in the river, transformed, and charted a course to the Sunshine State. No, she's not going somewhere new. That's still Florida. It's just their nickname. Because they have over 300 sunny days a year. Amazing, no? That means 82% of the time, you're pretty much guaranteed to have a bright, sunshiny day. No wonder they are great at growing oranges. That's their state flower, by the way, the orange blossom. Such a stark contrast to where we live. Here it's cloudy and snowy all the time. Why, we get snow 9 months out of the year, from September to May. That means kids here have a chance for a snow day for the entire school year. Not many places can claim that. While Henny was swimming along, she stumbled upon Florida's coral reef. It was quite a shock to us both. Her when she experienced it firsthand, and myself when she sat me down later to tell the tale. We had no idea the USA even had a coral reef. In school, we were only ever taught about one coral reef, the Great Barrier Reef in Queensland, Australia. I never knew so many existed. Thankfully, while exploring, Henny encountered a barracuda that was willing to teach her a little bit more about his colorful home. You know, barracuda? Like the song from Heart? No? Oh, that's before your time, huh? You don't know what a barracuda is? Think great big fish with razor-sharp teeth. They look scary, but they're pretty harmless. They really only attack people when something shiny on our suits or diving equipment catches their eye. They confuse our sparkly trinkets for fish scales and think, yum, fish dinner. Any attacks or bites are just simply a case of mistaken identity. Did you know that coral is alive? That's right. It's not just another type of rock. The barracuda told Henny that coral is a cousin of the jellyfish, or a sea anemone. Coral reefs are very important. Not only do they provide a home for 25% of all the wildlife in the ocean, like sea turtles, dolphins, crabs, starfish, even sharks, but they help protect the land from strong winds and storms. That's right. Our coral reef helps keep Floridians safe and sound. However, scientists fear that in just 40 to 50 years, 90% of all the Earth's coral reefs, not just Florida's, will be gone due to pollution and climate change. Coral is a lot like us. They can't survive hot temperatures and global warming. With all that coral does for us, here's some things our barracuda friend suggested we can do in return to help preserve his beautiful, wondrous home. First, it's important to remember that when snorkeling or diving, we practice the old adage of look, but don't touch. If you're like me, your parents taught you this lesson early on in the candy aisle of the local grocery store. Coral is very sensitive, and a lot of our health and beauty products like sunscreen, lotions, and perfume can kill it. If you're looking to wear a more sea-friendly product, check out the label for terms like mineral-based or oxybenzone-free. The next thing we can do is remember to pick up after ourselves when on vacation and not leave trash on the beach. It can wash out to sea and harm wildlife. How so? Well, as plastic degrades, which is a big fancy word for breaks down, it turns into thousands of little teeny tiny particles. And if the coral mistakes these teeny plastic pieces for plankton, their main food source, and gobbles it all down, well, it's lights out. Game over. They're gone. Coral's just like us. We can't survive with a belly full of plastic either. I'm sure you're saying, but Peg, I live way inland, and unlike Henny, I'm not lucky enough to get a beach vacation. Well, 80% of the trash that ends up in the sea starts inland, not at the beach. How does it get there from so far away? Well, the lighter trash items blow out of landfills or people's trash cans, get into the storm drains, and wash out to sea. The best thing we can do is practice the 3 R's. You know, what we were taught in elementary school. Reduce, reuse, and recycle. Step 1. Try to reduce the amount of trash you make. Step 2. Reuse or repair any items before throwing them away. And step 3. If you must throw something away, make sure it cannot be recycled first. And if it can, put it in the proper recycling bin. Henny was so moved by the barracuda's plight that she signed up with Dive Against Debris, a local organization down in Florida, taking on the Herculean task of removing 250 million tons of trash junking up our oceans and seas. Once you prove you're a capable diver, they give you a big mesh black bag to fill up with any trash that you find while out exploring. Once Henny showed them her submarine transforming abilities, she passed that diving exam with flying colors and was given her own bag to fill. Well, she tucked that bag under her wing and went to town. She scooped and scooped until it was full of all sorts of things that didn't belong, like plastic bottles or cigarette butts, old fishing nets and ropes, even used toys and soda cans. Thanks to all the efforts of brave volunteers like Henny all around the world, Dive Against Debris removed 2 million pounds of trash in 2024 alone. That's quite the accomplishment. The Barracuda and I are really proud of them and their great big caring hearts. If that sounds like something you'd like to try, look for a similar organization in your area. And remember, like the Barracuda says, any item, no matter how small, when removed from the sea, makes a big impact. Well, after that busy morning, Henny had just enough time to hit one tourist spot down in Orlando before it was time to deliver Miss Dawn Marie's letter and head home. So even though there's so much more to do in Orlando than just theme parks, which reminds me of a commercial from my youth with a sassy crow saying, "There's more than corn in Indiana." It was a jingle for a place called Indiana Beach. I'd sing it to you, but alas, copyright issues. You'll just have to Google it and listen to it yourself. My cousins lived in Indiana, so we went to that beach quite a bit when I was growing up. Good times. Ah, nostalgia. But anyway, back to our tale. Henny chose to hit Walt Disney World. I mean, she kinda had to. She's a huge Hey fan, and she heard, as of late, he's been getting a lot of attention down there. About time, she said. After all, a chicken hasn't had a prominent role in a Disney movie since 1973. That's when Clucky, Maid Marian's lady-in-waiting, made her debut in the movie Robin Hood. Now I know a lot of people don't like Hey, and they think he's stupid or a bother, but Henny says that he's just misunderstood, that people just don't get chicken humor. She says that Hey is a master of physical comedy and self-deprecation humor. Think of him like a poultry Chris Farley, she said. You remember his skit as Matt Foley? I live in a van down by the river. And she makes a good point. Rewatch that movie. Every time Moana is sad or worried, there's Hey, doing something silly to distract her from her troubles and cheer her up. Henny had so much fun on her Hey walkabout at Disney. She started off the afternoon at the Polynesian Resort, where she got a picture taken with him, a fangirl's delight. That went right up on the mantle in a place of honor as soon as she got home. Then she tracked on over to the Journey of Water Trail to take a Hey self-guided tour. Well, I think it's actually a tour of scenes from the entire movie, featuring all the characters. But you can't tell Henny that. She only has eyes for Hey. Not in a romantic kind of way. Oh no, Henny's not interested in dating right now. She's very focused on her career as a Postmaster General for all metal chickens. She just admires him, that's all. And she finished up her Disney adventure, dining out at Epcot on a Hey themed waffle. Ever the kind and considerate middle house chicken that she is, Henny picked me up a set of Mickey Mouse ears and scored some rare pins from a Disney cast member. She traded 'em for me. She tucked my gifts in her waterproof Postmaster satchel before swimming home. Can you guess who my favorite Disney character is by their signature pink and purple stripes? That's right, it's the Cheshire Cat. I just love his smirky, all-knowing smile and how he says he's helping Alice. But really, he makes things worse. He's so mischievous and has the best catitude. All in all, it was a delightful trip south. Henny made it home safe and sound, tired but happy. She had a blast. Henny hopes we write someone else in Orlando again so she can visit Florida soon and see even more of what our 27th state has to offer. Well, now that you're all caught up on Henny's adventure on the high seas, today, on January 4th, we continue our journey by sending out a card to Christoph. Henny has quite the trek ahead of her today because he is 4,168 miles away. That's 6,708 kilometers for our international friends. No worries though, guys. Henny has a crafty plan for getting there in record time. How, you ask? Well, you'll have to tune in tomorrow to find out. She's keeping her beak sealed. All she'll say is everything will be revealed in due time. Very cryptic and mysterious of her. Can you guess what country Christoph's in? Maybe if I give you a clue by showing you his country's flag. We'll give you a couple seconds to think about it. Remember, no cheating. Keep that smartphone tucked safely in your pocket. No Googling. Take your best guess. Shout it out when you're sure. Don't be shy. We're all friends here, so it's okay to make mistakes. There's never any pressure to be perfect around Henny and I. Perfection is boring anyway. If you said France, ding 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 ding, you are correct. Not only was Henny kind enough to grab Christoph's card, but she also volunteered personally to make sure that it gets to him safe and sound. And here's a closer look at the super cool mailman card that Christoph chose out of my giant postcard library. Yep, it's monstrous. So big that I'm not quite sure how many cards I actually have. All I know is that it's over 1,100. No, not over 9,000 like Goku's power level, thankfully. And while this is bad news for me because I have to find room to store them all, it's good news for my snail mail buddies because it means there's lots to pick and choose from. Nobody is stuck with a card that they don't like. And here's the back of Christoph's card. I used some colorful stamps and some postal-themed washi tape to decorate it. And what card would be complete without a drawing of Henny? I just had to include her. It's what we do. Has to be done. Now, I may have been a C student in art class growing up, but I think I did solid A+ work here today because I captured the spirit, the essence, that is Henny, the Middle House Chicken. That's her bobbing for gummy worms. Oh yeah, she's a big fan of those. How about you, friends? Do you like the sour ones or the sweet ones? I'm a sour gummy fan myself, but Henny, oh no, she's team sweet gummies all the way. That's funny. Our gummy preference kind of matches our personalities a little bit. I'm a little bit sour, and she's a little bit sweet. And no worries, friends. I did not send that card blank. Oh no, I wrote Kristoff a nice message, all about the subject he chose. I always let people pick and choose the topic they want me to write them about, so that way I don't bore them to tears. Our goal is to always send out a card that will be treasured and loved for the ages. And what did Kristoff want to know? Why, about our dreams, of course. No, not the kind that you have at night when you lay your head down on the pillow. He wanted to know about our goals, our wishes for 2025, the things we hope to accomplish or wish would come true in the coming future. Do you think Henny dreams of competing in the next Summer Olympics? I bet, as a submarine, she'd be great in the 10,000-meter marathon swim. Do you think they have a category in the Olympics for middle house chickens? Don't forget to tell Kristoff your dreams down in the comments below. I'm sure he'd love to hear what goals you're working towards in 2025. I know Henny and I would. Henny's grown quite fond of you all sending her off with her Postmaster Chicken motto. She can't quite imagine taking off to the skies without it. What do you say? She's done so much for us. After all, none of this would be possible without her. She is the one trekking all the way around the world. How about we repay her kindness and chant it for her again? You know, just to pump her up for that long transatlantic flight to Nantes, France. Oh, thanks a million, guys. I knew you wouldn't let us down. In case you forgot from last time, I'll remind you. It's neither rain, nor sleet, nor snow. Begok, begok. Time to take to the air, Henny. Let's go, let's go. Okay, now that it's fresh in your mind, let's all say it together. Ready? Neither rain, nor sleet, nor snow. Begok, begok. Time to take to the air, Henny. Let's go, let's go. Yeah, you can do it, Henny. Flap those wings. Oh, come on, clap for her, guys. Send her some words of encouragement. You've got this, Henny. We believe in you. Oh, that was perfect, guys. That did it. She crossed the threshold of our front door, and she's on her merry way. Make sure to tune back in tomorrow so you can find out how her journey went, if she indeed made it back safely from France, if there was anything dangerous or exciting that happened along the way, and you can find out where she's headed to next on our great postcard adventure. If what Henny and I are doing looks fun, and it is, and you'd like to have your own postcard adventure, head on over to postcrossing.com and open an account. Start receiving happy mail and spreading joy and positivity today. Until we roost here together again, Henny and I would like you to please take good care of your amazing and wonderful selves, my cute little chickadees. Never forget, there's only one you in the entire world. You're precious and irreplaceable. Until then, take care.